I'm Todd Bookspan, and welcome to your neighborhood real estate show. The hyperlocal real estate show where real estate professionals talk about the neighborhood you live in or the neighborhood you want to live in. I'm Todd Bookspan, and welcome to your neighborhood real estate show. The hyperlocal real estate show where real estate professionals talk about the neighborhood you live in or the neighborhood you want to live in. Hey everyone, I'm Todd Bookspan, and welcome to this episode of Your Neighborhood Real Estate Show. We're going to be talking about Marley Park and 85037 today. I'm so excited. I got Danielle and Thomas Devor. How you guys doing?
Good.
You know, a husband and wife real estate team.
Yep.
All right, so tell us a little bit about your life story and how that all happened.
Oh man. All right, so
You don't have to go back to like your adolescence or anything. But you just start about, you know, how you guys got real estate together.
Yeah.
There you go.
So how we got into real estate was we used to visit Surprise with family up in Lake Pleasant. So we would stay in Surprise, go visit Lake Pleasant. We did, I think, 3 years in a row, a couple years in a row. And
you were from California?
Yeah, from California, yeah. And then my dad's wife knew Mandy Monahan, his uncle. So they connected and said, hey, Danielle would be a good fit to help with your real estate team. So we drove out here one weekend to go to meet Mandy at Mimi's Cafe. I waited in the car with the kids while they had breakfast, and then she came out from breakfast and said, okay, we're going to be moving to Arizona.
Nice.
So she got pulled into the real estate business on the administrative side, moving into the sales side, into being a real estate agent. And then they brought me in to do ISA, to inside sales, calling all their internet online leads. So that's how we started into it.
All right, so now you guys are Devor Associates at my home group. So tell me about the team. Is it just you guys? What does that look like?
Yeah, so we had our own team when we were with another brokerage, and not making the right hires, doing a lot of stuff, kind of just flying by the seat of our pants. Yeah,
that's how a lot of us do it.
Yeah, so we were just winging
curves.
it. Yeah. And then I think what started it was ending up in the I was in the hospital. It was tons of stress on us. I was working 24/7 and then having to be there for the team. And we didn't just hire one agent. I think we were up to like 7 agents besides us. So it was just a lot. And then we decided to scale it back so that we can focus more on us, family, our goals, and
quality
accomplish.
Over quantity.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. I love that. You guys have 3 kids, so it's great to know that you're spending time doing that and loving working together.
That was a big piece that was important to me, was to take a step back and really focus on them. You know, our youngest at the time was only 3. So it was important for me to spend as much time as possible with him at home before he started his, kindergarten years. And so I actually stepped out for a bit and let him kind of just rebuild and refigure things out and kind of focus on the quality of client care while I stepped back being a mom and focusing on that and taking that off of his plate. So we kind of went that route actually the last 2.5 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and then I took on marketing and managing all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So now it's just us 2.
All right. And, and you got the nicest mustache in the business.
Thank you.
I got to make sure I point that out. So, I mean, not that everyone hasn't noticed it already. If you're
work,
listening,
man.
You're just not watching it. You'll have to go check it out on YouTube so you can just see.
Definitely.
That takes a lot of work, I got to imagine.
Hashtag the mustache realtor.
Mustache realtor. All right, that's good. I'll make a note of that one. I didn't have that on my notes, but I knew about the stash. So
it's stuck for life.
Yeah, I can't shave it, unfortunately. So it gets so bad, even if my beard gets long, clients comment, you're the mustache realtor, not the bearded realtor.
Oh, really?
So that's why I shaved it, because it was down to like here. And then I trimmed it all the way to my face, and now I'm letting it grow again. But
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good visual. I feel bad for people now who aren't checking that out.
Me too.
Yeah.
So you said something interesting, and I would tell you, I lived in Arizona for a long time, but you said, hey, we went on vacation to Marley Park and Surprise, and it's fun because now that I travel all over and I talk to people all over the country, there's so many people who said, oh yeah, I have family, we vacation in Surprise.
Yeah.
So you guys talked about Marley Park. I mean, that made you guys want to move here. What's going on out there that people might be interested in hearing?
Well, I think Surprise is super unique because it's the whole city, even though it was founded a long time ago, is still newer.
Right.
So you have mostly new homes, then you have a mixture of the age-restricted communities. So you get a good mixture of snowbirds mixed with families with children. They just put a college in Surprise. They have Legacy over there. Basis is right just basically east of Surprise. So you have a lot of people from Surprise that go to Peoria Basis.
Which is a school for those of you who are listening who don't know.
Great charter school.
Great charter school.
And Legacy as well. So they've just built that. They're putting a Costco in now.
So if people don't know, they land in Phoenix at the airport and they're like, oh, I'm used to going to Scottsdale or Phoenix. Which way Surprise?
So about 45 minutes to an hour northwest.
Depending on traffic,
Depending
right?
on traffic. Yes, depending on traffic and the time of day. And they have the spring training stadium there. So they got the Royals. I forget who else is there. The Rangers. The Rangers and the Royals are both there. So they have spring training. They do tons of stuff at that stadium when spring training's not in town. They have a community pool, which is very rare to find in Arizona. Just put in a college. Great charter schools. They're still doing new builds. So they have, if people know Verado, Marley Park was the same designer as Verado.
Oh, great.
So it's their goal when they built Verado and Marley Park was no houses look the same. So it's not cookie cutter like when you're driving in Arizona and you go into a subdivision, every house looks the same.
It's so refreshing.
So kind of like small town Arizona.
Yes,
Correct.
exactly.
You don't feel like you're in Arizona. Super green. So everything's green. They have a community center, workout center.
Tree-lined
pool.
streets.
Yep. They do movies in the park. They do concerts. They have outdoor auditorium. Wow. They're adding their second phase into Marley Park. So they're going to be creating their own elementary school as well. So they're still doing new builds there. And then they just opened up the second community/rec center because it was booming so much. So people love it because you don't feel like you're in Arizona, but you're used to, and it's not expensive. You can still get homes there it's harder to find, but you're probably around low to mid 300s for a good size home in Marley Park.
And about how big is it? How many houses in the community?
Oh man. I would say probably around 3,000 to 4,000 in that community.
So pretty big.
Yeah, pretty big.
It's grown a lot.
And how expensive do they get? So 300,000's up to
probably about 600.
Okay.
So the bigger houses, the ones that have been more upgraded, if they have a pool, depending on the lot size, where you're at in Marley Park, I'd say about 600,000.
And then that's just, you mentioned Lake Pleasant. So Lake Pleasant's just a little bit north of there and it's got boating and all sorts of fun stuff.
Depending on where you're at in Surprise, 18 to 20 minutes. Yeah. I think from where we were at, it was about, from our door to getting to the lake was about 20 minutes, 21 minutes. Yeah, you can
and a nice drive.
Yeah.
It's really pretty drive too, because now they have the 303.
That's what I was saying. It might be shorter now. They have the 303 because before they didn't have that connecting all the way up, so we'd have to take the long way.
Yes, the 303 is beautiful.
The long way was 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's what's great about it because you're still close, and just with Peoria, everything that they're doing now, they built pretty much Surprise all the way to Whitman, which Whitman is right south of Wickenburg, so that's even farther north, not in Maricopa.
It's almost
County.
Las Vegas.
Right, it's on the way. It's on the way. So now they're building right off of Grand all the way up to Whitman with new builds, like where the old dump used to be in Surprise. And those homes now the unique part of North Copper Canyon, which is right off of Grand and Deer Valley, is a lot of people don't want to buy in HOAs because of RVs, their boats, whatever they have, their toys they want to put on the side. But even if you buy into an HOA with an RV gate, doesn't mean you can have anything above the fence line. So what they did in North Copper Canyon, there's Garrett Walker, Guillen, and Cortland. Cortland started the RV homes back years ago. So they're doing RV homes there. Garrett Walker decided to say, if you buy in our community, we have a lot set aside for you, so you can put your RV storage.
Yeah.
So, or
what's an RV home for someone who doesn't know?
So RV garage is a bigger garage. So you have your 2-car garage, and then attached to it is a huge RV garage where you can.
So the one that has the bigger, taller thing.
Yes.
Yep. So then you can store your toys, your RV.
Got it.
It doesn't matter.
So they're addressing the issue. So they have the garages, the other guys have the parking lot. And I cut you off.
There's options.
Well, yeah, and then Garrett Walker was also that community, their CC&R state, you can have anything above the fence line as far as recreation vehicles. The big thing coming right now is putting their diesel behind it because it's above, and that can be considered
got it. So I'm a truck driver.
Vehicle. If you're towing going out to the dunes, you're taking your buggy with you on your trailer, it's considered a recreational vehicle. So they're trying to be able to put diesels back there, semis.
Sounds like a fun place, like fun people.
Yeah.
So it's more for outdoors.
Not just my boring neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, because you can drive out from there and go You can go riding, dirt bike riding. You take a razor out. There's horses just north of there in Whitman, horse trails. So it's more for people that outdoor living.
That's awesome.
In newer homes, and they're addressing the issue because everybody coming out from all the other states don't want to be in an HOA, and they don't want to be told what they can and can't do, and then they can't park their RV. Then they're going to pay for RV storage. So they kind of try to address the issue, but still have the HOA.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Yeah, super smart.
All right, so you said that plus 85037. So contrast that to Glendale and that part of the city.
So I personally like 85037 just because I've done a lot of business there from referrals, past clients. I think it's a great location. You're right off the 101, so it's like 101 Camelback area.
Yep.
And it's great for investment too, because there's still pockets there. Like I have a condo that I'm going to be listing in a couple weeks. Probably 120 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You can use that as an investment or for a young family if they need it. So it's still affordable, and there's still room for growth there because the casino just did their grand opening, and it's bringing a lot of people there, and you're close to everything. You're right off the 10, so you can hit the 101, so you can hit the 10 right there. You can hit the 101 to go north, 10 to go east, 10 to go west.
Head out to Marley Park
if you want. So I like the location of 85037, and because we just have a good presence there.
Well, and it seems like wide price range too, right? So it obviously starts out that's super low for our market, and then also high stuff as well.
Correct. Yes, they have their pockets, and they also have like Roby Farms over there, which you can get in there for like 600, 700,000.
And then you're close to the football stadium, the hockey stadium,
everything,
right? So you got
Westgate,
that whole area out there.
Entertainment, yeah.
Because I think that's the interesting part. I mean, people are listening from outside of Arizona. I mean, the Maricopa County, the Phoenix metropolitan area is huge, right? So you have the people who complain that the sports are out that way, and they've really done a good job trying to make it accessible. It sounds like that'd be a great place to live.
Yeah,
because you have the football, and then you have hockey, and then you can go downtown, hop on the 10 to get to Phoenix for the Suns. So it's a great location, and then you're not in the heart of all the traffic being in downtown, but you have the entertainment as far as Westgate, football, hockey, all that, which it's hard to find. And like Surprise, that's the one knock on Surprise is you're far from nightlife. Yeah, they've built up a lot of stuff. They have a lot of restaurants now, but as far as nightlife, they're not as hip as going to Central Phoenix or something like that, but you're still close to Westgate. And that's what 85037 offers is you're right there, so you can go to Westgate, and Westgate's added a lot of nightlife stuff to do for entertainment. So
and they have the casino now.
And they have the casino.
I haven't seen the casino yet, but I've heard great things. So.
Just opened last week, man.
We haven't been there yet.
Yeah, just opened last week. They
crazy.
just did their it was insane.
You can't lose if you don't play.
That's
true.
Good advice. Good advice.
Isn't that their slogan?
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure there's no doubt it is.
One of the casino slogan. Yeah. Can't play if you don't play.
One of the things that you said, Danielle, that I love is you said client experience. And I know right now that's one of the things that I find is that, oftentimes people get into a real estate transaction, they just feel overwhelmed right now, right? Inventory's tight. I mean, how are you guys talking to your buyers about the market that we're in and getting them prepped for kind of the insanity they're walking them into?
I think we're just staying up on what information we're making available to them and sharing everything and keeping them current as we are. So as information becomes available to us, we're making sure that we're sharing that in a very strategic way so that, people know. I think that is definitely a big problem is that people don't know what's going on.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? You would think today that they think they know what's going on because they're reading misinformation. So getting accurate information is really valuable.
Correct. Exactly. So they come with a lot of questions. And I think we used to be so surprised by the questions, but we're not anymore. So we're just making sure that we're sharing everything that we know. And communication. That is the big thing. Making sure that we're in constant communication. Over communicating because we want them to know where they're at, know where they stand, answer any questions so that they don't feel overwhelmed because it can be an overwhelming process and there's so much information.
And it depends on where they're getting their information from too, whether it's from parents that bought a while ago or somebody that bought a year ago or 2 years ago, or we should be able to get this from the sellers, we should be able to get that, or the buyer should do this, the buyer should do that. Right. The market's constantly changing. Our market is crazy, as you know. And it depends. It's very pockety. Some areas move much quicker than other parts of the valley, and it depends on. Everyone says, well, how much of a deal can we get on this? If there's multiple offers, you're not really looking to get a deal. Are you looking to get a deal, or do you want the home for you? Like, what's the end goal, right? Because my job is to get the home for you. I'll try to get you a deal as best as possible, obviously, but the end result is to get you into a home. You need to be buying. If you're a first-time home buyer, yeah, you're buying somewhat for the investment, but you need to buy in the house that you're going to love, that you can see yourself being here for a while. And I think that's where people kind of get it mixed up is, well, I love this home, but I think we can get it for 10 grand off the price. Not if it just came on the market and there's multiple offers, or it depends on what part of the valley. And if they're getting fed different advice from outside.
But my dad told me.
Well, yeah. Or I know my friend bought and they got this and this. Well, how long ago did they buy? Well, they bought 2 years ago. Totally different market.
Right, supply and demand.
We're in a different state. We get a lot of that too. Well, in California, it's this way, or in Illinois, it's this way. But, every state works differently. So, and every market is different.
Well, we were talking before, we all want a deal, right? Everyone wants a bargain. But yeah, if there's 10 offers on a property, I mean, what are you seeing for number of offers right now on something that's priced properly?
Yeah. So I put an offer in on one, and we're best friends with the listing agent, and they had like 15 offers, dude, and it went 15 grand over list price.
Wow.
And that's where you also run into an appraisal issue. So yeah, well, you can get that accepted, but is it going to appraise for that? And then are we going to be looking for another home in 10 days? Did you spend money on an appraisal and an inspection now? So you're out $1,000 because you did that. I just had one of my sellers, I know I overpriced it, but we got an offer at that price within 2 days, and it appraised at that price. So it also depends on the appraiser.
Ooh, yeah.
but then his condo that we got a contract on the same day appraised for $5,000 lower than list price. So, and that's kind of why I go in saying, hey, this is what we're going to try, but if we get it at this, we can run into an appraisal issue. And that's the flip side, to educate also, if I'm the listing agent, the buyer's agent too, hey, at this price we might get a appraisal issue. So is your buyer aware of that? What are they willing to do? Have they thought about what they're willing to do if that happens? Pictures go a long way for selling a home quickly. A long way.
Well, because most people are going to do this to see the property, right?
Yeah. So, with all the websites, Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, all those people look at before they even go to your website, before they see it in person, before they even contact an agent. A lot of people are finding the homes first.
Yeah.
And it's because of the pictures.
But you guys are helping your clients. You're sending out listings to them that meet their criteria to make sure they're not spend their time looking at 55 homes that don't actually match what they're looking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I often find that I'll talk to someone, I'll say, I just didn't see, I went to look at this house my agent didn't give me. And I'm like, well, did it meet your criteria? Well, not exactly. I'm like, well, that's why they didn't send it to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You kind of got to guide and educate your buyer too and ask more questions. It could have been an agent's fault as well if we're not asking the right questions. The HOA lot size even is now a big deal. HOA is becoming bigger and bigger. People that want more land, people are wanting to get out of the cookie cutter now and move towards more land. That's what we're seeing on our end, but we're in the west side. So that's becoming huge. So you got to know your areas, and then you got to know what questions to ask to make sure you set up that search right. There's more. I mean, I know you don't want to be too specific, so I always leave it a little bit more wide open than what they give me, and I let them know that. Hey, you might get some homes that don't fit your criteria to a T, but that's because I left it open just in case. There might be some things you're willing to move on, and then there's some that they're just absolutely not. And I think you have to ask more questions to be able to find out what they're truly looking for, what's most important to them.
It's going to be hard because I think sometimes people don't even know what they don't know.
Correct.
Right? You got to be a little bit of a mind reader.
Yep. See, and that's
building the relationship really, because once you establish that and you start to build them and you're focused on the relationship with somebody, you can kind of get the answers even if they don't know. You kind of figure it out along with them. And I think that's what so many agents have gotten away from, is the relationship, because they're so focused on the transaction side of it. They're getting away from the actual person-to-person connection and just getting to know this person. You'll figure it out along the way with them if they don't know the answer.
It's so funny. I just believe relationships matter so much right now. And I think so people are just focused on the numbers and the awards, and they just forget that it's actually a family and a home, and that's what really matters.
That's all.
Or they're now buyers, right? So I've had, I don't know how many clients I've had that they know personally, they know agents, or they had an agent that they were talking to, or that they've been friends with, whatever it may be, but they won't take them out until they have a prequal. So I know which was always beat into my head from the beginning, but I've never felt that way. I felt like, hey, the more people I'm belly to belly with, the faster more relationships, the faster I'm going to build more relationships with people. Even if they don't buy, if I provide a great service and I show and they feel that I truly cared about helping them, they're going to refer somebody. I've had clients that haven't bought from me, but they've referred multiple people. Why? Because I took the time out of my schedule to show them a house without a pre-qual. Or I took the time to explain to them, have a conversation, ask the questions to figure out, hey, maybe it's not the time to buy right now. We'll buy in a year, whenever you're ready, whatever it may be. But I took that time out of my day to give to them and just to show them, hey, let's look at all the options, what's best, what's not best, or hey, here's what the houses are, and let's take a look at a couple houses. Maybe they don't qualify now, maybe they'll qualify in 2 years, but because I did that, I get referrals from them. And they'll say, hey, I didn't use my other agent because they didn't want to show me houses out of pre-qual. Or I've had this family friend for 20 years, and even she asked me for my pre-qual and said she's not going to show me anything. I'll show them to you, and I'm going to steal that client because I'm going to build a relationship with them and show them that I care about them and what they're looking for and what they're trying to do, to where they're not going to want to go anywhere else. And I think a lot of agents are just focused on, well, if you don't have pre-qual, you're not ready to buy.
Right. If you're not buying in the next 30 days, you're not my client.
I would say it's like hungry hippo. They're all out there trying to get all these
hilarious.
people, and it's not about that.
Yeah, it's not about the deal. It's about building the relationships with the clients that you want to have.
Right.
You don't want to be in that position where you have a really, really difficult client that you don't want to work with, but you have to because you need that deal, right? Or you need that transaction because you didn't build enough with your clients. And that's a huge thing that I see is just, which I know lenders say, hey, get a pre-qual. What's the number one thing to do is get a pre-qual. I think it's building the relationship. So I know a lot of people say, hey, have a buyer consultation. My buyer consultation is showing you houses, and I'll talk to you while I'm showing you houses. I'll educate you. Because a lot of those questions don't come up until you're inside of homes.
Right.
They don't know what 1,700 square feet feels like versus 1,300. They don't know the different layouts. They don't know what different communities there are that they like, that they don't like. So you got to show them and help them. It's a fact-finding mission, what they like, what they don't like. And that's, people always say, thank you so much for taking the time out, or thank you for being so flexible. Man, this is the most expensive purchase in your life is going to be your house. It's the biggest investment you're going to do. You need to take the time to look at a couple houses, see the different floor plans, see different communities, know what they have to offer, what's important to you. If you're looking at schools, if you're trying to be close to your job, whatever it may be, you need to take the time to look at different areas and research different areas so you can make the best decision for you and your family. And a lot of people don't want to do that. So, which is fine. Just keep doing it, and that's totally fine. So we'll help them. Yeah.
Oh, that is huge. I think that's probably a great way to end it. I think you guys just crushed it. I love the fact that you're willing to do things that I think most agents aren't willing to do. So on behalf of all of our community here at Your Neighborhood Real Estate Show, Thomas and I did the right way. Danielle and Thomas Devor, thanks for sharing about Marley Park and 85037. We'll see you on the next episode. This episode is brought to you by HomebuyerUniversity.net, your free comprehensive guide to buying or refinancing your home. Click over to HomebuyerUniversity.net to get started online today.